Alright, we are now live. And now I can go ahead and start with a few things here and there before we really get into the nitty gritty of the session. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who has joined us in today's conclave of confoolery and confuckery, as we are going to basically have one hell of a new campaign. And I'm already hydrating. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Let's see. Where was I? Right. So, let's take everyone's attention to the beautiful map that is about to appear in front of everyone. This is the world of Morito. It is a land that was once an entire continent. One entire chunk of land that had countless people arguing over rulership of. For the longest time, this land was basically divided not by its land, but by its people. Until eventually, dragons of higher power basically came over to just separate the continent, breaking it into pieces for others to have rule over. But not without a cost. For these dragons were not only mighty enough to destroy an entire continent and separate it into about 6 separate chunks, but these dragons would also have enough power to basically shape the world around. And because of that, they would be the ones to assign kings and queens. They were the ones who had the strength and the power to do so. And not many people can really claim they can fight a dragon and win since, well, most of them are dead. So, that's fair to say. This event had taken place roughly 50 years ago, in which case many new rulers had stepped up, including, but not limited to, rulers for each land in tribal sense, others in more magical senses, and the biggest continent of all, the Kingdom of Roshni, where this tale will start. As this land is governed by a certain king by the name, as I pull up his image, of King Victor Silvius. He was actually the proper ruler and the first ruler for 50 years. However, he eventually had started grown ill. Whether it was due to foul play or to natural causes, nobody knows. But as he grew weaker, his son grew smarter. His son being Dmitri Silvius. Dmitri Silvius is essentially known for his cunning actions when it comes to studies of war, his people, and even advanced studies involving small things. He was one of the few who actually helped with the development of certain weaponry, such as ballistas and cannons, and even soon the potential properties of firearms, which, not exactly at its peak, it's kind of more like a gunpowder pipe, but his team and everyone else has been slowly developing things upon that. But when his father grew sick, he knew he had to step up. And with many things bothering him in the back of his mind, he knew he wasn't exactly the most well-respected person out there. Some people see his certain beliefs as foul and distinguished, as his mindset is not exactly of profoundness. Many people would call him racist for how his beliefs and towards other people other than full humanoid races would be. Some people claimed him as violent and dangerous, based on his war tactics causing many people to have died. And some would just call him cruel, just for the way he acts with others. But that's a small amount of people. And not everyone has seen his deeds. So if he was to rule, and potentially keep the ownership as this king of the land, he needed to make sure he gained more and more public view in power. He needed to be seen proper by his people. So comes the day of which he planned the biggest events of all. One that would leave a mark upon humanity. And with that comes the start of this tale. It starts as simple as any fine gathering would be. People get invited. Invitations left and right. Some would see it and scoff as they would throw it away. Others see it as an opportunity. But of course, who would be the first one to be this opportunistic? Well, let's see. Who do I get to pick on today? Beanie, meanie, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the tail. I'm rolling a dice. And I can do a 1d7 because this dice spot is funny. Who's number 3? Don't unmute yet. Don't unmute yet, okay? But slowly arriving in a chariot, not chariot, a cart. One for those special guests and a high pristine order. But in this case, it is used to make sure that everyone who is invited as a special guest may arrive. So comes the first cart. As the person would be seeing outside of this cart, many soldiers lined up in order. The castle within grand view of things, pristine and clean as the city itself, with nobles raised high in high regard and everyone else seen in proper attire. As for this person, I would like our friend Nevinex to describe his character as he gets out of the cart. Please, explain to the people what they would see.
They would probably see a rather tall, muscled, blue dragonborn step out, clad in heavy chainmail armor, large tower shield strapped to his back with a warhammer dangling on his belt as he exits the carriage with the grace of a professional soldier, taking a moment to sort of scan the area in a way that's become second habit, making sure everything's in tip-top shape, that kind of vigilance you can't really turn off anymore, as he I presumably makes his way to where he's been told to meet up, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As you essentially do appear, and what you do see is the castle, which is opened up to you since you are a special guest. And you see the guards basically looking to you as they gesture for you to walk inside.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll head inside. I assume there's someone. Is there someone waiting inside to just escort me to the meeting room or whatever?
Yes. In fact, I can pull out the first of many fucking NPCs. You see a person that looks to be as much in a higher position. Unfortunately, I could not find a lot of people with the same color scheme, so I do want people to bear in mind. But the color scheme is usually white and brown with gold and turquoise accents. And let me just say this, I could not find a lot of them. I could not find a lot. So, you see what someone holding a book. Holding a book, glasses up to his face as he sees you walking in. As he greets you. Let me see. Strong, powerful looking dragonborn. By your stature, would your name have to be... how do you pronounce your character's name?
Kivis. Kivis the Stalwart. Of the Order of the Ever Vigilant.
Kivis. Oh, on the VIPs. Well, welcome. The King Dimitri, would be more than happy to see your face here first. If you do not mind, do probably head upwards the stairs and wait in the room that he has specially for his VIP guests.
Of course. I have been called. I will answer. And he will, at that point, just make his way to the room that has been designated. I'm going to open the door to the little meeting room. Is there presumably a table?
Yes, the little meeting room you can see is already like quite extravagant. Essentially, there's plenty of food, wine, many things to drink, as well as a charcuterie board, fine, delicate foods for people to consume. So, this is meant to help you relax.
I'll probably steal a little bit of meat off of one of the charcuterie boards, just a little snack, and then I'll probably just take a seat at the table in a way that lets me keep an eye on the door, resting the tower shield sort of leaning against me on the floor. Because, it'd be pretty hard to sit in a chair with that thing on my back.
Oh no, that is completely fair. That thing is like the size of a small person. Or a medium-sized person, depending on the shield. Anyways, who's getting picked on next? Now I can do a 1d6 and go from top to bottom order. Oh! This actually makes easier for me. Because as you are relaxing, you notice someone else entering the room. But this one seems like they belong here, in an interesting sort of sense. Mira, mind describing your character as you enter the room?
Oh. So... Oh, God. Okay. So... Mira is a changeling. As she comes in, she's wearing this... Oh, God. I'm not ready.
It's okay. Take your time. Take a minute to breathe.
I'm so sorry. I'm just... God, how do I describe this?
Just...
Mira, go ahead.
Just start from the beginning.
I'm so sorry. I was thinking just like I could do this, and then it can't go my tongue.
You're good. Everyone's a little nervous, so don't worry.
Mm-hmm. So Mira is a changeling, and with her, oh god, I can't even. Oh.
The nerves are really hitting in today, which is
Oh
okay.
yeah.
It's funny because I just casually pop you into one stream and you act calm this first time.
Because I'm used to being a shitter. Okay, so this is not helpful. Mira is a changeling, and as of right now, she is I should not be panicking this hard.
I mean, if you want, I can go to someone else.
Is that okay?
That's fine, no worries.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay, you're good. In that case, I'll just pick the person right above you. In this case, the Kobold Man. As you slowly start to arrive as well, and you basically start to approach the castle. Vincent, what would people see if they saw your character just leave outside?
Alrighty, so first things first, there's a cloak around this pretty much 2.5-foot tall person, kind of just walking through. You can't really see much of his face, but when you do, all you see is the small hint of blue as he's walking along.
Alright. And as you do, you see someone who looks to be like someone who's meant to be there as he sees you. Kobold. One that seems to be well introduced when it comes to merchantry. You wouldn't have to be named Vincent, would you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Vincent.
Wonderful. King Dimitri is waiting for you as well. Please, just go up this route and then go up the stairs. There's a specific room for his specific VIPs.
Alright, well, first things first, I'm just gonna kind of open the cloak some as I hold it out to the side, a bunch of, like, random potions kind of hanging from it currently. I'm just like, you want to buy something?
Oh, no. I'm here on business work. But I'm pretty sure the other VIPs wouldn't be against the idea of purchasing stuff. When they do arrive, of course.
Alright, so it's just up the stairs?
Up the stairs, and you should see a big fancy doorway. That's where the room is.
Alright. I'll just close the cloak back up and just start making my way there.
And as you do, so far there's not really anyone in there except for one man who looks to be like a dragonborn in very knightly attire. And as for Kivas, you see this tiny blue kobold man starting to enter the room.
Oh, I thought I was the first here. Hello.
Sadly, you are not. But if you have been guided to the room, then presumably you are meant to be here. Feel free to take a seat.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of sit down, my head barely above the table.
You do notice around you there's basically like the most decorative of hors d'oeuvres, charcuterie boards, drinks for people once they've arrived. So, just in case. And then, let's see. Now, since we're starting to run a little low on people, and I promised to make Sitka go last, Quibbly. Alright. Let's do this, Quancello.
Oignon.
As you start to arrive as well to see this large-scale castle, what would people see as soon as you exit? Like, describe your character.
Alexander is a human male. He has a rapier on his left side and what looks to be just a rod of some kind on his right. He's wearing a long cloak. He has long words are hard. Long dark-haired skin. Yeah, that made sense. Long dark hair, and it looks like he's constantly fiddling with the coin between his fingers.
And as you do arrive, you do see at the front there to be a man who looks like he seems to know what he's doing, as he has a book and everything, as he matches the rest of the attire of everyone else, as he looks over to you. I might take a gamble and ask, your name wouldn't have to be Alexander, would it?
Ah, wise old man, sure is. The guest of honor has arrived.
One of many. That means you are one of the VIPs in particular. If you
Oh,
wish
is
to...
there a special VIP section?
Yes, you and two others have already arrived. Just go down the stairway and you should see... go up the stairway and you should see a large set of doors. That is where the VIP section is.
Oh, perfect, thank you. And Alexander's gonna take the coin that he was fiddling with it, and God, this was such a dick move. He's gonna toss it to the man and say, keep the change, as he starts walking away.
He says as you go towards the VIP room, and well, fancily decorated is one statement, as you do see basically charcuterie, alcohols of various kinds, butlers. Not really like butlers that acknowledge you, more like butlers that are there for attendance to assist you. As you do see two other people there, as one seems to be a knightly figure, knightly dragonborn, while the other one looks like a kobold.
Can I just quickly roll an insight check in general?
I mean, by all means.
Alright. Alright. This was essentially just for me to see if my character would know it. Alexander is going to walk up to the table and sit on the exact opposite side of the table towards the kobold man. Essentially trying to be as far away from him as possible.
Did we get another purse? And
We did. Hail and well met.
Well met to you as well, sir.
Just give you a nod, and regardless of if you attempt to continue any small talk or anything, we'll just kind of keep watching the door with one eye.
Alexander is immediately going to start going for some form of liquor.
Right.
Vincent will just currently keep his eye on him.
As he looks above the table. Yes, session 2. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Who is next to be picked on? Oh, okay, so Next one is interesting case in this one. As for you, you get invited similarly to many others as well. You come in through a cart. However, yours in particular, because Fia. Okay, gotta get used to saying that. Fia, your character rolls up. What would people see as soon as you would leave the cart and step outside?
I forgot to unmute. Yeah, they see a very bright pink tiefling with bright pink hair and like charcoal black, bright pink eyes and charcoal black hair. She has a bunch of tattoos on her. And behind her, she's dragging two long bat-like wings as she walks, looks around yet curiously. Kind of looks excited to be invited into the looks excited to be invited. And she's wearing a white long dress that is also dragging behind her with a corset on her belly. That's about it. She doesn't look like she has any weapons on her or anything like that. She looks like she's about to dance or something rather than anything else.
And as you do exit, you do see a gentleman, someone that looks to be like a royal advisor, as he is holding on to a book as he looks over to you. May I have your name, miss?
Of course. My name is Isabella.
Pleasure to meet you. And, you are someone on the VIP list. So, it's an honor to have you here. Just go up towards this stairway and you will meet the other VIPs there, as well as King Dimitri, as he wishes to meet with you, all of you.
Alright, thank you. She's gonna walk, almost skipping on the stairs as she enters the room.
As you do, you see a very fancied room with a whole bunch of, well, charcuterie, fancy hors d'oeuvres, alcohols, as you see the other guests that are there so far. With that being an armor-clad dragonborn, a kobold, and what looks to be a human male who's already getting the alcohol.
She's gonna join the human male with the alcohol. Is there anything interesting here?
Nothing that I've found so far. I mean, they have decent whiskey, but not my kind of taste. I'm more of a vodka person.
As soon as you say that, they pull out a specific fancy bottle of vodka, one of the butlers. They're like attentive to you. As soon as you ask, they grab it for you.
Alexander's like bouncing in his spot.
Isabella will just take the whiskey and pour herself and sit somewhere empty. She won't care much where.
And then we have the last two. I feel like your two's character would be coming at the same time, I believe, correct? You can tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, we would.
Alright, and then I'll just have an additional image renderer ready. Should have had 3 ready. Pendejo. But no, approaching comes another cart. But this one seems like the final one for tonight. As the two that are arriving, let's start with the first one. Who between you two would probably be the first ones to hop off?
The gentleman should let the lady out.
Yeah.
Or help the lady out, rather.
Yeah, Raven would probably exit the cart first and hold his hand out for Cynthia to make it easier for Cynthia to get out.
And she would happily take that hand, and before she properly gets out of the cart, make sure the entire outfit is in place, and then step to join him on the ground.
To which, let's have, well, ladies first, in this case. Cynthia, why don't you describe your character as you would exit?
Well, she'd be wearing, something elegant, but that allows for a lot of movement, but in a nice light gray with, purple accents to match Raven. But she's an especially, dark-skinned drow with a massive bush of curly white hair, and very strong, like, deep red eyes. Very short.
So, I think you just explained both of your guys' characters.
What, you seen all drow look alike?
Wow. Session 0 racism.
Well, fine. Fine, Raven. Explain your character then.
Well, Raven, his features are a little different because he's not completely a drow. He's a half one. He's wearing a nice fine-tailored suit and a long purple cloak. And when he's not wearing the bird mask that hides his face, you would see that his skin is lighter in areas. He has short white hair and deep red eyes like most drow do.
Alright. And as you two approach the entryway of the castle, you do see someone who looks to be like a royal advisor of sorts. As he looks at both of you. May I have both your names, please?
The name's Raven, and this here lovely lady is Cynthia.
Pleasure to meet you.
Well, you two are part of the VIP list as well, my goodness. And that's the last of our important people. Glad to see that you've arrived safely. Please, up the stairs towards the doorway, you'll be able to see the specific location for the VIPs.
Ah, thanks, mate. Shall we?
We shall.
Alright.
And as you two walk together and enter, this place is definitely on the fancy side, as you see what looks to be charcuterie boards, butlers, and maids who are basically just getting stuff ready for everyone. And of course, the 4 of the people there, being an armor-clad, sorry, for some reason my PC's a little slow. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was like panicking for a second because everything froze for a second. Anyways, what was that right? So, you all see a charcuterie board and other various fancy hors d'oeuvres, wines, alcohols, butlers and maids who are basically grabbing stuff for people left and right, and of course the other guests, that being an armor-clad dragonborn, a kobold, a very pink tiefling, and a human male who currently has a bottle of vodka.
Well, looks like we're right on time.
Oh, more people. Hi, would you like to buy anything? As I open my cloak and the potions kind of just hang off the side.
In the presumable moment where everyone is distracted looking at the new arrivals, I'm going to sneak a piece of cheese and return to looking like I'm paying attention and watching.
Maybe later, little fella. Seems we have some important business to attend to right now.
Cynthia will nod and pointedly stare from the chair to Raven and back until he gets the message.
The Raven will pull the chair out for Cynthia so she can sit.
Thank you.
And then he'll sit next to her.
As one does. And as this is all going on, you start to see a few other people enter, but they don't appear to be guests. These people seem to be like musicians, others seem to be like guards, just to make sure everyone is enjoying themselves despite there being six of you. And as approaching, you see what looks to be one of the entertainers coming out. You feeling ready to do this now, Mira?
Yes.
Okay.
Vita.
Mira. I'm too used to
Oh,
saying
Mira.
Mira. Go ahead and describe what the people see as soon as you enter.
So, entering is a eerily pale woman with dark turquoise hair, wearing a almost like a Venetian masquerade mask. She's wearing a jester's getup, and as she walks in, she kind of does a smooth front flip, like she's clearly an acrobat. She's got a jester's getup. It's clear that she's entertainment. She's bouncing all over the place.
Cynthia would certainly applaud for her after some of the more bold tricks.
Yeah, and Mita, as you do look around, you see that surprisingly the room well filled with the normal butlers, maids, guards, people of the sorts, and your musicians who do the music for your performances. The people that you're expecting to be a large party of, well, it looks like just about 6 people. Then again, you were told specifically by the king that this was the VIP section, so you are assuming these people are very important.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think she's gonna kind of survey the room, figure out, like, see if she can discern why they're so important just by looking at them.
Do we recognize each other from being in the both being entertainers in some way?
So, for you two in particular, you kind of noted, you know of each other, like you've seen each other when you have been here before, but you've never really properly interacted. It's more, she does her thing, you do your thing. Sort of sense.
I will kinda approach Mira. I've seen you here. I've seen you here before. You're a very beautiful. I don't know how to call it.
Jester?
You're a very beautiful entertainer or jester, yeah.
Thank you. And she, after a moment, you see her skin starting to turn pink and her hair get longer and more black. She grows horns, and before you know it, you're looking at yourself in a jester's costume with a mask still on, and she kind of like lifts the mask, and you see yourself smiling back at you.
She will smile widely and she will say, "Now you're even more beautiful."
Well,
That's not even
Alexander
the little
literally
bit
about to
creepy.
take another shot of vodka, just looks so concerned and just downs another one.
Yeah, I assume like I
Not
can
drunk enough for this yet.
I assume I can see from the table the whole you lift up your face to reveal another person's face thing.
It's a mask. But
Oh, okay.
she lifts up the mask, and it's like, it yeah.
Hmm.
Still not much better, but you know.
Do you want a drink? Do you drink whiskey, vodka? Apparently they have a lot of drinks here.
Well, I'm quite alright. I have work to do. And she'll like see Alexander looking at her with concern, and then she starts turning into him, and it's kind of weird because it's straight up just yourself in a skimpy jester's outfit, and she like winks at him.
Yeah,
So-
I pull that off.
Hmm?
Yeah, I pull that off. Takes another shot.
But
And then after a moment, she turns back into the pale changeling form and slips her mask back on.
Yeah, Veronica will go, not Veronica. Isabella will go back to drink her whiskey.
I think Kivis's reaction to seeing someone just mimic the faces of others is, and my dislike of jesters is immediately justified.
That's quite a pot trick, miss.
Thank you.
Yeah, bravo.
also, I would like to point something out. I just realized how everyone's designs are. You all are sort of matching when it comes to color scheme. Mostly blues, browns, and like the occasional white. And I'm like, I didn't plan this. Y'all mostly one of you.
Bro, we got a brand already.
Well, apparently 4 of us are entertainers in some form or fashion. So.
Yeah.
I say like recruitment.
It's beautiful. Like, I didn't plan half of this. Like, 4 of you are entertainers in your own weird way. 4. All of you are matching color scheme-wise clothing at best. Others, hair and skin. And then I'm just here like, damn, I only told 1 or 2 people the color scheme of the Royals, and here we are.
I'm sorry.
All
we're
I know
the
is-
best players.
No. I'm saying it's funny because unintentional happiness, essentially.
All I know is I'm about to have a fight with Vincent over him stealing my fit.
You stole my whole damn float!
Vincent ain't saying shit.
Is it stealing if it looks better on me?
Alright, I'm back. What happened?
You stole his
Roll
whole
initiative.
damn float.
I stole nothing. I am a 2.5 foot kobold.
Ah, all the better to punch you.
If you can reach.
Good point.
That's it. Woe be upon you, Kursara.
Be upon you, Kuzura.
What? Why do you just have a 9th level spell?
I fucking made it while waiting for stuff to happen because I was bored. Well, not because I was bored, but because I was being silly.
Silly Gooberman.
This is gonna be fun.
But yeah, as you all are basically chatting amongst a few others, some are just relaxing. You then see the king himself, the current king, King Dimitri, enter the room as you hear, announcing the great arrival of the current king Dimitri Silvius. They say as you hear the horn starting to play as he starts to enter the room.
They played the horn right in my ear. Why did I sit so close to him?
So if it's like not that great of an entrance, do they specify announcing the average entrance?
Oh, and here's some random dude. You
Oh,
just
hey,
type-
it's Jimmy.
You just play kazoo.
Hi, Jimmy.
All the royalty gets basically grand horns. The basic people get the freaking kazoos. And Jimmy gets the one thing that goes. "Oop, oop."
I'd prefer the kazoo.
Oh, slide whistle. Oh, not the slide whistle. I know
The
those
groan
things. They're so
tube or
fucking
whatever it is.
stupid. Yeah, the groan tube.
The fact that two of you knew it. The fact that two of you
We have
knew
like
the name
3
of it.
band nerds in this game.
Hee-hoo.
Wait, who are the 3? I know Sitka is, but what about the others?
All right, keep your secrets.
I was never in band, so I don't know what
did
to say.
Jazz band, does that count?
Sure.
I didn't learn how to play an instrument.
Then how would you qualify as a?
I was in band.
Sure was there.
We grant you the rank of band geek, but you. We allow
Wait.
you on this council, but we do not grant you the right of band geek.
There's only 2 of us in that after-school program. That's why.
It's not a band. Anyway.
Till at 21 Pilots.
Where are the other 19?
Anyways.
Anyway.
Hey,
yes. Dimitri, would it be best if we stood or?
Oh, you may be as comfortable as you wish. I don't mean to be a bother. However you enjoy the party, before my arrival, I will let you be as you are. He says as he starts to go up to the podium, as he looks over towards all of you. Now, I do have to make a small announcement, if you all don't mind. He says as he stops the music from the court musicians and stops Mira from doing her usual performance as she kind of stands. As you all may see, there isn't many of you, and I am aware that this seems rather odd. Of course, since, for one, I'm not the original king. My father, King Victor, he is unfortunately ill. So I've been taking reign for 6 months for those who may or may not be aware. And of course, one of the things a proper king must do is to honor his guests. As many of you have helped me in interesting ways, while others, truthfully, I need to honor you as well. And I don't just mean those who I've either purchased something from or hanged out with at one point. I mean to the people, even to my own loyal and dedicated staff. From my musicians to my jester, all of you are very dear and close to my heart, for how much I appreciate all of your hard effort. And I cannot say without expressing myself, in many regards, I hold you to the highest of standards as any noble or any peasant, as I believe to see everyone as equal. He says as he kind of starts placing his hand over my his chest. Really, Quincy? We gotta slap Vincent? You're in the game.
Fuck!
Alright, fine. Sorry, Vincent.
Piece of shit.
Anyways, where was I? Right. So, this party is not just a dedication to... There's just a lot of you. But to all of you in general. Not just the important guests, but to my most loyal of workers and employees. Work under me and my father. This is a night to honor you. So please, do enjoy yourselves. He says as you start to see many of the people clap for him. And
I'll join in the applause.
oh, okay.
I'll be polite and join in the applause as well.
I would say
Small
Alexander
balls
raises
clapping.
his shot glass.
Hell yeah. I guess we're all clapping.
Woo.
In that case, he then starts to step down from his podium as he gets a small thing of champagne, as he is talking with a few guests here and there. So, if you all don't mind, I'm going to pick at random who the king will start to talk to. So, starting with Mira.
Hi.
So, the king approaches you as he says, beautiful performance as usual, Mira. There's a reason why you're held as one of the court's greatest entertainers.
Thank you, my liege.
And please, this is a night for you as well as the rest of the others. You are all honored guests, so please, enjoy yourself, he says as he smiles towards you, looking sincere with it. He looks towards you with a sincere smile as he... And please don't overwork yourself. Just because you are one of the best does not mean you should overexert yourself in such a manner.
Of course.
He says as he pats you on the shoulder before he starts speaking with the other guests. I know that anywhere. That is the character's inner giggle coming from you. That means I am role-playing to the hearts of my content. Anyways, Alexander, we're going to you next.
Uh-huh.
As he goes over to you, he notices that you're basically getting batshit drunk. Essentially. Please, my friend, don't let me stop you from enjoying yourself, he says as he has a bit of a chuckle with it.
Oh, don't worry, this isn't too much for me. Also, sorry for having to kick your ass back there at the casino. You know how it is. You signed up for the tournament, you're bound to lose against me.
I want to just ask, who were the closest people to Alexander so they can hear this? Like, I know Mira and Isabella were probably the closest.
Oh yeah,
Sorry
we
I
were drinking
beat
together.
the
Yeah.
Shit out of you last
Yeah, we were
month.
drinking together.
As he says to you, if anything, it's more of a humbling experience. And I do gotta honestly thank you for giving me such entertainment. I tend to be a sore loser growing up, so the fact that someone was able to humble me in such a way, I had to honor that, honestly. Not to mention...
I mean, you still did a good job back there. I won't lie, getting to the finals is always hard in those kind of tournaments.
Yes. And of course, they'd be wrong to not celebrate such an accomplishment of yours as well. So truthfully, enjoy yourself. Oh, and don't be afraid to get wasted. Worst case scenario, I'll have a cleric help you with that. You know how getting drunk is a joy in its own right. Wouldn't want the mornings to ruin it.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. As Alexander takes another shot.
He nods as he sips his champagne before walking over to Isabella.
Yeah, Grace. And she looks like she's like her long tail is swishing very fast. She gets excited to see him, to talk to him.
A pleasure as always, Isabella. I'm glad to see that you were able to make it, like many of my other guests.
Of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Please, no need to be nervous around me. Alright, I'm just another guest like everyone else, here to enjoy the party, so please, feel free to enjoy yourself as well.
Thank you, Your Grace. And she just gonna like raise her glass of whiskey, and sip from it.
As you can tell, I do appreciate people of the fine arts when it comes to not just those who do gesturing, but as well as dancers like yourself. Your performances are beautiful as yourself. So please, feel grateful for that. And feel proud of it.
Thank you. And she like looks a bit embarrassed. Thank you, guys.
Of course. Now, if you excuse me, I do have other guests I must attend to. So please, feel free to enjoy yourself to your heart's content.
She gonna give him a little bow. Not a bow. Yeah, a bow. And she gonna continue her stuff.
And let's see, who am I next to bother? Kivas. He approaches you as he looks over to you. Of course. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, my throat was actually starting to get a little parched, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Drink more water.
Bandit! Bandit! I see that text, you little gremlin.
What are you talking about?
I mean, we can ask her to behave, but that's a losing battle, and you know it.
Oh wait, Quincy, I just realized we could stream together, right? Is that possible? We gotta set that up at
Yes.
one point. Yeah, we gotta set that up at one point, since you're streaming the campaigns as well. Combined chaos. Oh, you just got back.
Yeah, my family needed help with my niece.
That's fair. I was just gonna say, we need to combine our things one day, since we are both streaming away. Also, hello,
Oh, I can just do that right now.
Rizu!
Yerzu, hello.
We're not sorry. We're doing the accent.
Never mind. You don't
Yeah.
have the thing set up. We'll do it later then.
Yeah, I don't know how to set it up, so.
Oh, I'm being told about the Ko-Fi.
Please, don't donate to me unless you... No,
Nah, do it.
No.
Do it. It'll be extra funny.
Do it.
But yeah, Kivas, he does approach you as he says, "An honorable knight. It's a pleasure to see you, Sir Kivas." He says as he gives you a small bow.
I'll give a small bow in return. Thank you for this invitation, your liege, your grace.
Of course.
I do admit to being slightly uncomfortable, but I suppose that's because I'm not used to so many creature comforts, if I'm honest.
Oh, I do understand. But please, this is a reminder that you are an honored guest as much as the rest of us. I do want you to be as comfortable as you can. So please, do let me know, as well as many of the other butlers and maids, that whatever we can provide for you, we will make sure that we will get it for you.
You've done more than enough already, but if anything comes to mind, I will be sure to let you know.
Of course. And please, we are here to enjoy ourselves. I would say loosen up a little, but I do understand needing to be knightly and such. So, I'd say more. Just go at your pace. See where the night takes you. You never know. You may enjoy it more than you could ever experience.
Understood, Your Grace.
He says as he gives you a small nod before he starts moving on to other guests. As then he moves on to the small group of the two, Cynthia and Raven.
As he approaches, Cynthia would raise her wine glass, in respect.
As would Raven, but his is full of apple juice because he doesn't drink.
I need you to know that almost broke me for 5 seconds. I'm not gonna lie.
I judge you, but my guy is also not drinking, so.
Apple juice.
He doesn't
Damn,
drink.
now I want to go
For
get
now.
apple juice.
For now. He doesn't.
As he
I
approaches,
refilled.
oh, sorry.
Oh, no,
No, you.
no, you're good. You're good. I'm
You!
interrupting you.
You. Do it. I respect you. But no, seriously, you go. You can go ahead.
No, I didn't have anything important to add. You go on.
My... Okay. As Raven and Cynthia, he approaches you two. As he's... So, how are you enjoying the festivities so far?
Well, it's a wonderful time, Your Grace. I've never been to such a nice party before. And I've been to a lot of parties.
Spread's lovely.
Of course. I want to make sure all my guests are well appreciated and honored. I don't want to have any of them feel disappointed with the night.
Don't see how it could be.
Yeah, no disappointment here. It's bloody well done.
Of course. But please, feel free to enjoy yourselves. If anything, do let me know. You are all honored guests, and I do not wish for anyone to feel any form of discomfort. Especially if you two have any particular questions. I wouldn't want either of you to basically feel as if you were out of place here.
No, we feel quite fine. It's actually really, really nice. Thanks for everything.
It's no problem at all. Now, I hate to be rude. It's just I have other guests I must speak to as well. But please, feel free to enjoy yourselves, all to your own heart's content.
Thanks for giving us your time.
Yeah, you too.
He says as he then walks over to Vincent. As he looks over to you, as respectfully, he actually bends down to meet you eye to eye.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Mr. Goldenleaf, a pleasure to see you.
And a pleasure to see you.
Now, I am aware that I can notice some visible tension. He says as he notices one of Alexander stare at you for a second before going back to drinking.
I have no idea what you mean as I'm staring back for that single second.
Like a game of ping pong, I swear to God.
Yes.
But please, do feel free to enjoy your heart's content. I am planning for all of my guests to feel enjoyed and welcomed here. And I do see some worry, especially since you are a merchant, an apothecary of sorts. Rest assured, I will make sure to have things planned for you once festivities are all over.
Alright.
Oh, and speaking of, I do also remember that you are trying to sell stuff to guests. I'm not against the idea. Guests can purchase as they wish, But just to make sure, he then drops you a sack of money.
Huh.
And he says, in case anyone wishes to purchase anything, it'll be compensated on me. As you realize there's 500 gold in your hands.
Huh?
Yeah. He dropped 500 straight on your hands.
All right, fair
Just-
enough.
Use this to compensate anyone who basically wishes to purchase goods from you.
All right.
As he then continues to make his way around with the other guests, left and right. And as you all are basically watching him basically going around being cordial, if I had a nickel for every king in a night campaign who was a sugar daddy.
We have
God
2
damn.
nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
But yeah, as you guys are enjoying the party to your leisure, Doom has come to this chat. Hello to you, Rune Knight. Pleasure having you. I don't know who.
It's Joe.
Well, welcome to you, Joe.
Did-
I don't know who you are, but welcome.
I did not expect to see Joe in chat.
It's your mama.
I will strangle you with your own intestines.
Don't bully him too much, he might kill us.
But yeah, within the distance, you guys actually see someone who is sitting at the podium as a chair set up for him. It is the old king. As he looks over to all of you, as he's wishing to make an announcement, as he does wave over his son, who then joins him at his side, as you hear harsh coughing from him. That was an actual cough from me, by the way.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, I'm good. It's just the weather. I should have taken an allergy medication, but I'm okay. No worries. Just be grateful I didn't sneeze.
Oh God.
Yeah, people remember my sneezes. I have the equivalent of a dad sneeze mixed with a Russian shotgun sneeze. Like it's
Don't worry, I know the feeling because I'm about to sneeze now. Fuck you.
Oh, my apologies. I know coming here and being not at my best health is not exactly ideal, but I couldn't miss the idea of seeing my son properly host an event with all of you in mind. In many cases, I'm very proud of my son. It's okay, Father. Don't be afraid to take your time. He says as he waves a hand to him before he lets go of his father. I must say, though, many of you have been with us for several years, and I do honor that. Many of you are some of the most amazing, hard-working individuals who I would consider family. For all of my 50 years of running this kingdom, my health not exactly has not exactly been the best. But I'm so grateful for people like my son and people like the rest of you who are able to make this kingdom run smoothly. And for our other guests, I'm so grateful. So grateful to have people like yourselves that my son could see in the highest regards. I could not, in any regards, remember the people in my life, other than a few exceptions. But I can understand why my son would want to keep you to his highest degree of respect. Now, I will basically try to enjoy the party to the best of my capabilities as well. I may not be able to dance like I used to when my wife was alive, or be able to walk around when my kids were taking the first step, but I am at least able to watch and enjoy. That is something I could do as a king. At least, one I once was before. Hey! Justino! What's up, my son? Sorry, that's my cousin. The first time anyone sees my cousin, message in the chat.
King casually trauma dumping and speech.
Sorry. Yes. Well, please, take this the highest regards. You are all to my son as important as all my people are to me. Enjoy the party to the best of your capabilities. I will sit and Mario how you all enjoy your lives. So don't let this crusty old fossil bother you. Okay, Father. You should just sit down and relax. I promise I will take very good care of them. You have my honor on that. He says as the king goes back to sitting down. As the night's festivities continue. For many, it was nights to enjoy themselves, getting wasted for some, others onlookers, and some enjoying each other's company. But nights can't last forever, and eventually, everyone does start to feel some form of needing to sleep. And eventually, people do start to rest. Their eyes feeling heavy. Their bodies feeling as if they're ready to pass out without a moment's notice. All to end a beautiful night. At least. To end a beautiful night. That's what normal nights would be. Normal nights would usually end with everyone resting, going home the next day. Reminders of the life that they enjoy themselves in. Nights like this. But, of course, then there wouldn't be a story, would there? As let me get the next music up. Sorry, it's a little awkward in between because I have to use a bot every time, but of course, people do start to awaken from their slumber. Everyone at once. And yet, as they start to awaken, some people wake up to different sensations. Some feel something in their hands. Large, spherical. Others feel wetness in their face and hands. Warm kind of wetness. A sort of feeling for some that's familiar. Almost as if this has been something that many people feel. For some, this might feel like a nightmare. Others, unfamiliar territory. But as you guys start to have these rapid questions in your mind as you slowly start to awaken, it starts to feel more and more and even more real. To the point where you guys start to wake up from your haze. And as all of you start to look around a little bit, what shocks you cannot even be manageable to be described in words. As around you are people that you once partied with, people that you were enjoying your time of the night with, dead on the ground. Not just people who were just small guests, but of course people like The maids, the butlers, even the guards. Many people just covered in stab wounds, slashes. You look around as you realize other people as well are starting to awaken. And what's even scarier is that all of you are holding a dagger, covered in blood, fresh as the blood can be. So it still drips from the knife. As you all look,
Fuck.
you're all trying to wrap your head around some just in complete silence, not even knowing what to say. These people were just alive last night, enjoying themselves like the rest of you. And here they are, some just simple stab wounds looking like the life had just left their eyes, others with their head had gone missing. And you don't know where it begins and where it ends with the pile, as it's not one, not two, just a pile. But all of you are not in it. All of you are standing around, slouched over it, standing near it. And before anyone even has a time to react, to even answer anything, you guys just hear the bustling and cavalry of doors busting down from the same room. Before you see an army of heavily armored guards start to approach each and every single one of you. As many of you are basically restrained by these guards. And what's even worse, all of you have basically gotten your arms shackled, as if you were basically criminals. As you see the king himself, King Dimitri, with his father, walk in the room. Father, don't look. It's too much. As for a moment, silence gets cast upon it. By the way, thank you, my boy, for 10 bits. God bless you. Let's get back to it. As you all basically just see the King Victor just looking shocked, almost as if he just seen the massacre unfold in front of him. While Dimitri just looks at all of you disappointed. Father, let me handle this. You need to rest. I don't want you to have a heart attack on me. But they... Father, I understand many of them are allies and are my honored guests, but if we want to get this properly sorted, I need you to go rest. Please, I will handle everything. He tries to speak up, but only for him to cough, this time blood coming out of his mouth. Take him to our cleric. He needs proper treatment before he is whisked away. As the doors are closed, he looks over to all of you. Instead of basically looking at you disappointed now, he smiles. Smiles with a bit of a... what used to be a charming little smile into a more of a cocky little arrogant smile as he looks over to all of you. Oh, how'd you enjoy that? I think my father believed me. Especially when it came to him looking shocked. And I guarantee you, all of you are so confused right now. Especially with how many of you are just recuperating. It's kind of adorable to see many of you just sort of look over as if you were headless chickens or deers with the hunters pointing an arrow straight to their face. It's amusing. But I do know that I can't prevent you all from speaking. So please, before I go ahead and explain the situation, tell me, did you really assume, for some of you, I was just going to let you enjoy your lives after this? Speechless? Oh, of course you would be. You're all still trying to wrap your heads around this. Well, let me not lay out anything without any warning. See, I knew my reputation was not exactly the best, and seeing many of you basically as unique guests, I can't exactly let you just come here and expecting everything to be rolled for you for free. Some of you know too much about me. Others are perfect scapegoats, and some of you don't even have names attached to your lives. To some, you are just nobodies who got honored guests that I knew. And imagine, if you will, the headlines that be said. The soon-to-be King Dimitri hosting a party only to have some of the most honored guests massacre each other. Would save a lot of my reputation, wouldn't you think? He says as he looks over to you with a little twisted smile.
What?
I mean, it sounds like it's just gonna ruin your reputation a little bit more. Because people are just gonna think you're just friends with a bunch of psychopaths who don't care, and that you might be exactly like us.
Of course you would say that, you half-blooded freak. But no. No. See, there's just one little problem with that. How is it possible for me to be considered the monster when many of you have done it yourselves? He then says as you see what looks to be a mage start to approach, a mage in a dark cloak. Please, why don't you go ahead and show them what is in your memory? As if he didn't torture you enough already with this. He then has the mage snap their finger as all of you remember something that doesn't seem like you could have done. As you guys see yourselves basically harming the king and many kings, Dimitri, seeing yourselves basically going to many of the previous guests and stabbing each other while knocking each other out. I know many mages would basically need to see your memory to say the very least, confirm some suspicions. But think of it as this. If I could arrest some people who would infest my own kingdom within the greatest of powers, it'd only take a matter of time just to fix it. After all, many of you are just got your own little demons to settle. And it'd be perfect for me. Just think about it like this. Who are they going to believe? Who was more in the right? The ones who have massacred and beat me up to civilians? Or the people who were holding the bloody knives as they awoke and... Tell me, little dagger ears, he says as he lifts Raven's chin up. Who are they going to believe?
I have a question.
Did you say that in or out of
Well,
character?
I have out of character. I have two questions.
Mhm.
The first is, my oath as cleric has not been broken, correct?
Oh no! Remember,
No.
you guys were. Remember, you believe this, but if your oath hasn't been broken, that means something isn't right here.
Number two, am I still holding the dagger I woke up with?
Oh no, they made you all drop your daggers, so you all are and handcuffed.
Could I potentially go for the dagger on the floor and chuck it at somebody?
Well,
Somebody?
Well, ideally, maybe the king, maybe the mage.
well, the issue is you're currently being also held by guards, like
Yeah, well,
heavily
Fair
armed
enough.
guards.
Cuffed behind our back, arms on our shoulders.
Mhm.
But they haven't gagged me, so Raven's gonna be like, "Oh, I always knew there was something wrong with you. It looks like you've just proven it." And he spits in his eyes.
Oh, wait, they haven't gagged me.
Yeah, none of you have been gagged. I even gave you the opportunity to say shit.
No, right, but I have a breath weapon. Maybe.
Yeah, but they have a mage here. They'll probably stop it.
I mean, yeah, but I'm
It's up
at
to
least
you.
going to try.
Are you going to try to attempt now?
I'm gonna try and hit the mage with my breath weapon.
As you just basically start to unleash your breath, everyone else is seeing this as he tries to spit at him, only to see an armorly clad knight cover it with a shield, which looks like a tower shield similar to yours, but not the same design. As they look over to you. Those who harm our majesty should be punished for it, he says as he raises his halberd to you. No. Trust me. I guarantee you many of them are trying to get used to this. Trying to figure out...
Oathbreaker. Cur! I do not know the reason you have for these actions, but I imagine the excuse for them is pitiful.
Oh, just to gain some political power. The only people who've seen my wrongdoings basically are unable to. In fact, I don't even think any of you can try to explain. Can you? As many of you try to speak, as you all have a particular memory of the king that either would frame him in a negative or positive light, and yet as you try to speak, nothing comes out. As if the memory itself was gone. You see, the glorious thing about covering up tracks is you have to scrub down to a very microscopic level. And, well, I tend to be much of a clean freak, he says as he looks over to Kevis.
One
Now,
who struggles so much to keep their crown is bound to lose it.
that's why I remove any struggles to begin with. You gotta make sure to keep everything in line, even those who, well, may ruin that. He says as he kind of slaps your cheek a little bit, like if he was applauding you. He's like, right!
I'm gonna try and bite him the minute his hand gets near me.
As you do, you see the guards, like, hold your head. Like if they were kind of squeezing into your scalp, sort of.
Man, they pulled the gator move on him and just put his mouth down.
I have a question.
Mhm.
How many guards are there in this room?
Let's see, how many there are you? There is a total of... so there is 21. There is 3 holding each of you down, essentially. All of them heavily armored.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
surprised they need 3 people to hold this small kobold who isn't even strong down.
I've dealt with my toddler trying to get numbing medicine. You need 3.
You know what? That is fair. I basically had to deal with children when I was babysitting and try to feed them, period, and it's a nightmare.
As somebody who had a fear of needles when they were a child, it took like 5 nurses and 2 doctors. to
Oh
get
my
down to
God.
blood at like age 6.
You know, you're
Oh my
making my
God.
case sound stronger on accident, and I'm letting you know I'm loving this.
Sound.
Real quick, Alexander, Isabella wanted to ask something.
Yeah, she will, Isabella will look like very annoyed, very disappointed at the king. She will ask, what about all the rest of the people here? Are you going to kill them too? What are you going to do with them? They know your secret. They know we're innocent.
Did you think I wouldn't just casually explain it to people who can think that? He says as he takes off the helmet of one of them, and to many of your guys' horrors, you see something that isn't mortal. It looks like almost like a homunculus. Different parts of flesh kind of clinging to each other as they're staring over to you. With whatever eyes are attached to them, staring at you. You see, the beautiful thing about homunculi is that you can easily create them with just a singular body. It doesn't have to be human, it can be any form. And they are the most loyal companions ever to exist. They speak like us, if they wanted to, but they are completely loyal. No way to break their trust. He says as he put the helmet back on and pats it on the head. And then he looks over to you. Trust me, sweetheart. I make sure to plan every little round out.
She hisses at him.
He says with a kind of devil's smirk, let me just drink my water. Right. Them. Okay. Hey, Alexander.
Yeah.
You said you were going to say something?
Well, I wanted to do something while they were distracted with Kaivis attack attempts, essentially.
Well, real quick, I need to slap you.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Oh, that's because someone paid for it.
Yeah, again, that's fair.
Anyways, so what was it you were going to try to do, Alexander?
While they were distracted with Kaivis attack attempts, could Alexander attempt to cast Unseen Servant?
Well, here's the other thing. There's a reason no one's able to do anything, because the cuffs that you have on is suppressing everyone's magic.
Ah.
Oh no, it's
I knew
Seepus
it.
Stone.
Yeah, why do you think I wasn't... the only thing I was worried about was the breath attack, because that was something natural. I can't prevent that. Otherwise, do you think I was gonna let you use your magic? Oh, that's silly. Silly. I don't think... If you don't think smart, you can't run a kingdom properly, now can you? He says as he looks over to Alexander. Oh, so my apologies. I am very much a sore loser. But, let this be a humbling experience for you. Not to mess with the wrong kind of better. Okay? He says as he gets up. Right. Before I forget, I should probably explain what's going to happen now. Of course, I can't just execute you. I would seem like a heartless monster. You were all my friends at one point. That would be harsh and meaning if I just kill every single one of you. Especially if someone like my beautiful court jester to basically just... who was loved and beloved by many in the courts in the kingdom, just to be executed like a simpleton.
Yes. People would turn against you if they knew what you really like, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would. Too bad it's not going to be easy for you to explain it to them. And since we are going to make sure that no one can properly believe your setup. Mage! Yes. As you then see your mouths open unwillingly as what looks to be the strings of magic starting to escape. As the words that were used of you framing them starts to disappear as she holds them in the palm of her hand. Is there anything else? Yes. Do make sure to remind everyone else around them to strip them down of their important stuff. Before they're going, we can't exactly let them keep their fancy toys. Right. You heard them. Take him away. Take him to that island. As they are referring to the Isle of Alrasan, the one where all the worst criminals go. As you guys start to get whisked away, some of you trying to struggle to leave, others are basically restrained like if they were just cats trying to scratch at people, others who are basically trying to push them off, only for having more guards to appear.
Oh no, I'm being carried like a football. Help!
Yeah, I have a decently high strength. I'm going to be struggling the entire way. They're going to need like 5 guys to move me.
They're gonna fucking hog tie you.
No,
My
that's,
9 strength isn't enough to do anything. They can easily pick me up.
for Vincent, you have one guy, but this guy is like their biggest dude. Meanwhile, Kev has 5 people, one for each limb. They're kind of carrying you like a washed up mat. As you all are essentially being taken. As you all slowly start to approach the... You all start to approach the main boat as they make you do the walk of shame, with many people hearing about the event that happened, and people are booing some of you. Others are throwing stuff at you, from rotten food to rocks. One even tosses a wooden board at you. As you all
Ow,
are
what
doing
the fuck?
Rude.
And it's even worse because for Vincent, they're in particular making sure the guard makes sure that you get hit by the items. He's not letting you just get them missed.
Oh god, he's holding me
Putting
like a
directly
shield.
in
What
the
oh
way.
god, is that a nail in the board?
Here comes the random bystander with the steel chair.
I may have been forced to forget the king. I may have been forced to forget the king, but I'll always remember you, random guard number 3. You're on my shit list.
As you all are basically being whisked away, as you are all seen as criminals. In fact, some people are just crying because Mira in particular, you remember some of these people are family and loved ones of those people you used to work with. As they look at you in particularly saddened and disappointed. As some people say, he trusted you, and my husband is gone. And you see
If it
so
were-
many.
If it weren't for the fact that I'm probably muzzled, I would be going on a whole ass tirade right now.
Oh yeah, they're not
Raven,
letting you try that shit again.
you know,
Oh god, there's a brick coming.
Raven's just completely quiet, holding his head up high, because he knows he's done nothing wrong and he doesn't care. Whatever
That's my
else
boys. Same here.
We've been treated like this before. We're Drell.
Even if they have like one guy assigned to each of my limbs, I'm doing my best to make them struggle to carry me.
They have you on a fucking plank of wood that they're wheeling around with like fucking one of those muzzle masks.
I look like fucking Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, exactly.
I would assume they also bind my wings, right?
Oh yeah, anyone who has stuff like tails, wings, anything, it's basically bounded and tied up like if your guys were like a coiled cable. You know, like they don't care how they tie you up, you're just not able to use any of it since it's all tangled up.
Yeah. But yeah, Isabella will also give them as much trouble as she can. Would we know anything about the island though?
Everyone does know this, since the Isle is known for having people who basically are the worst of the worst people. Basically, there are some criminals here who basically destroyed an entire city and are in here. And these guards have been able to detain them. So, basically, these guards are no joke, because they're scattered all over this world. To try to escape one is like escaping an army. So these people are heavily regarded as to be feared, as no one should be able to mess with them. As they look at you. As they all line up, and then you see what looks to be one of the leaders of that. Dressed as a cordial knight as well. As instead of being dressed for comfort, he is dressed as if he was looking at nothing more than a bunch of disgusting prisoners. As you do see someone who looks in high rank. Those at home, there you go. And then for those playing, as he looks over to you. By order of the king, you will all have committed high acts of murder upon not only the people, but the very king's presence itself. His injuries speak louder than words. As you do see him approach, but the worst part is, he's playing up the part. You see him with a cast, he has a bandage over his eye, and he has a crutch on the other arm.
What a bitch.
Yeah, he's making sure he's covering every single fucking base.
Oh, if he wants to let me out of my restraints, I'll give him some actual injuries he can play up.
I'm so glad I'm making you guys hate this motherfucker. I'm so happy.
Oh, I'm not at the peak of my anger yet.
I do apologize. Some of these people, I genuinely was not expecting them to be so violent. It's just so hard to see. They were once my friends, he says as he is playing up the crocodile tears. Some of them were personal for me. It's understandable, my lord. I will make sure these people are held in the highest of regards as the worst of the worst. You have my word on it. Please, do treat them with some care. They were once my allies and my friends. I wouldn't want them to basically get too harmed there. It's just so surreal. Don't even look at its direction, you disgusting abominations. You have no right to basically stare at the king after what you've committed. Please, my liege, allow us to take care of this. Of course. Just don't be too rough with them. This is a very harsh goodbye, but I hope you do learn something from this. He says as he covers his face. For those with high perception, you can see under his face as he smirks a little bit before he leaves.
Before he leaves, can we still speak? Like, say stuff about him, we just don't remember what he did?
Yeah, you don't remember what he did. You can't even say that he framed you because the wizard basically took that stuff away from you.
Would I be able to still insult him, though?
You would be able to.
Raven just smiles back at him and goes, see you later, you mongrel cunt. I hope you pray to whatever god you believe in. They're not going to be listening.
Then you hear the armored guard approach you as he clocks you in the back of your head as if you felt like you got hit by a sledgehammer.
Have you shot him?
Watch your mouth! It's bad enough what you've done. He's already given you mercy. It's bad enough that you were once his honored guests. His allies. That's what we get for basically trusting criminals like you. Away with them! Into the door, into the boat. As you all are getting hoisted and carried over, while the people are booing at you as you all start to get placed into the boats. And as you guys are placed into the big boat, you feel it starting to rock back and forth as it starts bringing you. As all of you are basically in a tight cell. And as you guys are slowly leaving the shore, what is everyone's minds running for right now?
Murder.
This is how I die.
Straight up, I'm probably praying to my god to see me through the tribulation.
Yeah, Raven's just being like, dear whoever's listening, give him every disease known to mankind. Just make his life awful till I get back to kill him.
Especially the itchy ones.
Especially.
Even if I'm not high up on the totem pole, I'm praying that Helm will give unto an Oathbreaker what he deserves.
And that's the funny thing with you. You don't feel your oath broken. Despite you not feeling your magical essence, you can oddly feel yourself.
Oh no, I'm talking about the king.
Oh.
The king.
He's
Hey.
the oath breaker. Once I realized that my oath was unbroken, I was like, screw it, I've done nothing wrong.
Helm crush his nuggets. That's the shit I read, and I
Oh.
love it.
Mr. Sparrow creases Jordans.
Isabella is going to pray to the Raven Queen about how she's going to cut his cock and feed it to him.
Hell yeah.
Mira's wondering what she did wrong. Like, did I actually do murder? I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, you guys are just seeing
Nope.
this crying mess over here. And what's even worse, Mita, as you're the last one to go in, they take off your mask.
And she is turning her face into something else. Who's the nearest person?
Probably would be Isabella,
Oh, no.
Sophia, or Vincent.
Yeah, she's quickly turning into. Who wants to be turned into wearing a.
Oh my
okay.
god, it's
Looking like Cynthia. Do not want to show that face.
Yeah, but everyone else is just like either pissed or like disheartened. And then
I just wanted to heal people. As
Oh,
I
yeah,
get
but-
fucking chucked in like a football.
yeah.
Or did they just put us all into one tight ass cell?
Yes, they put you all in one tight ass cell.
I would say
Are we
all
still-
Alexanders think
I'm just
Are we still bound, or are we like?
You're all still bound, unable to use any spells or anything.
they just put the giant plank of wood I'm on and leaned it against the wall.
Alexander's
About rocks
just trying
and
to
it
think of
falls
any
forward.
baton.
But yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's funny because Mita's the only one who's tearing like if she's basically like a sad puppy.
Oh no, Vincent's probably doing the same. Again, he didn't want to hurt people. He's just trying to be a good apothecary and heal.
Yeah, we have the two crying messes. Everyone else is like pissed, and several of them want their heads.
Kevis's
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
default response to being upset like this is to just get angry. If I get angry, I don't have to think about it.
Oh no, he's going into a rage.
Incorrect. I am not a barbarian.
Everyone's a barbarian if you try hard enough.
But yeah,
If Unga, why not Bunga?
but yeah, as you all try to basically get used to things, and it feels like what feels to be weeks, at months, years in your mind, but in truth, it's only been like 6 days as you just get to the Isle. You, after being treated like slop and garbage to what everyone believes you are. You all are basically dragged in. You are all basically stripped of your normal clothes and put into prisoner clothing, one at a time. And the scary thing about this is they don't separate you by gender. They separate you by shit you've done. And where do you think you guys go because of the fact that you killed in the king's presence and beat the shit out of him?
Super mega prison.
The very
Oh
top.
boy, we get the 1x1 cube cell.
Worst.
Okay, guys.
You
When
guys.
we get there, we need to find the biggest man in the yard.
You're probably gonna be that motherfucker.
Isn't
dude.
that you?
Kyvish just punches himself in the face.
But yeah.
You need
guys-
to help me find the second biggest. Oh, damn it! Try not to talk over you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It happens. I'm like used to it. I just want you guys to have fun, so. But yeah, you guys didn't notice the prison itself. It's basically a very big ass tower, so big you can see it piercing through clouds. as you guys do basically get put into separate cells, as your new life, sadly, is now going to have to await you. And it feels like day in, day out, many of things happen left and right. Prisoners coming in left and right just to question you. People basically spitting at your direction because how the hell did you get caught like that? Others are basically spitting at your direction because they think, how the fuck did you do something like that? Others looking at you disappointed, and some looking at you shocked. But this goes on and on and on and on and on. So long that you don't even know how long it's been. It could have been years. Could have been
3
days.
days later.
Anything could have been happening in the passage of time. But
I refuse to be judged by all the people in the super mega ultra prison.
the sad part is, you guys won't know how long it's been until next session.
Ah!
Boo.
But
Nah, I'm kidding.
Son of a bitch! I'm gonna kill him. The king, not you, probably.
yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who is watching. Pleasure to have you all aboard. And of course, I will be ending stream so that way I can get my players' input. And I'm going to be raiding someone. So we're going to see who we can raid. So
Let's go raid Henrik. They're live.
oh yeah, bet.
Alright, hold on.
So yeah, we'll raid Henrik, and then I'm going to ask my players on what they thought of the campaign. But I'd like to thank you all for watching. And we're going to go bother Henrik now while he plays DBZ.
Woo.
DBD,
What?
sorry.
D&D?
I will be right back.
DBD, Dead by Daylight.
That way they
I'm
were-
making a joke. I'm funny.
You're funny?
Are you?